I want to talk a little bit more about Doom: The Dark Ages. I did the video for Game Ranks, I did the Before You Buy video, but here I just kind of want to dive into some of the best things about it. It's one of the only games that's managed to pull me away from replaying Expedition 33. A Doom game would do that, man. I've loved Doom from the beginning, and I love that they all have different flavors to them, specifically this new modern Doom trilogy. Also, before I get into it, I am helping give away a pretty sweet custom gaming PC, so keep your eyes peeled for that in this video. But for me, the biggest thing with Doom: The Dark Ages is how I really respect them for just changing it up, right? Because they had a great formula with Doom 2016. I absolutely loved it. It was beauty and simplicity. Doom Eternal, of course, is the more divisive one. It's crazy. It's super fast. It gives you a lot of things you have to kind of mentally and physically juggle while playing. And then three, I guess, of this modern thing, right? The third one, Doom: The Dark Ages here, doesn't rest on its laurels and tries to shake things up again. And I kind of really love it for that, because how often do we get games that are sequels that just give you more? I'm always happy to have more. Usually, I'm a grubby little piggy, but when you're playing something, when you're buying something where the people making it are really just going back to the drawing board over and over and over again, I can't help but just really respect that and get excited to see what's up. Because Doom Eternal, at the time, I really liked it. The more I thought about it, it's a lot. It is. But I think the beauty of Doom Eternal was how you could play it like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. All right, stick with me. I know I've been talking about Tony Hawk a lot lately, but just how you can hip, hop, jump, double jump, dash, shoot, kill, murder, glory kill, and just kind of constantly create these lines, right? Doom Eternal was all about mobility. And then with Doom: The Dark Ages, much has been made from like previews and all the marketing stuff that it's like, hey, this is a stand and fight, like sturdier Doom game. It's more old school, it's more simple, it's chunkier. And like it is a little bit, but I think it carries some of the good stuff from Doom Eternal in the sense that it's still pretty fast. And it's also something that you can get super sweaty with. You can still kind of Tony Hawk your way around. Yeah, you're no longer like swinging on poles and doing like triple dashes in the air or anything like that, but you still feel really good, especially playing on a higher difficulty, going from one enemy to parrying, to shielding, to throwing your shield, to jumping up, to ground pounding, to glory killing, to switching your weapons constantly. It still has that flavor, but it's with the added difference of not being hyper fast. And also, I really love the shield in this game, man. It's like a really good first-person murdering Captain America simulator. I mean, I guess like Captain America had a gun at some points, and then the Bucky Captain America had a pistol, but it's obviously way more intense than that. But I think this shield really, really works well for a lot of reasons. The parrying thing, yes, but also the shield dash bash thing, to be able to kind of very quickly zip to a fodder enemy to pop them with your shield, does a lot for you getting around and adds to that zippiness that these games I still think do need overall. You are not as fast, but for me, that shield like jump forward, that dash thing really helps keep the pace. Not to mention the shield, and as you upgrade it, just becomes more and more effective, really fun to throw, really fun to use in some small puzzles and stuff like that. But really like stunning enemies with it when you throw it and it's like killing them in their chest, like it's like chainsawing them. That's really good. That's just really good shit. And couple that with the glory kills, I found kind of disappointing, right? Because most of the time, like, you'll like you'll riddle an enemy with bullets, like a tougher enemy. And then when they're glowing for the glory kill, to speed things up now, you don't get this big canned cool animation. Most of the time, Doom Guy just kind of punches them or smashes them away, and it doesn't feel as good. But there are still the occasional glory kills, and when they hit, they're really good. A lot of the times I've found like I've had to jump up in the air and then trigger it to get a cool animation, but they are really good. It makes it kind of like worthwhile, like when you do get one. The parrying with the shield, also very cool. I'm sure in gameplay, and I said this in the Game Ranks video, but like I'm sure in gameplay, especially when you're starting the game, things are coming at you pretty slow and it doesn't feel like a big deal. But there comes a point where this game does become kind of like a little bit of a shmup or a bullet hell or whatever. Like it's very like Returnal coded in a way. You're dodging all types of glowing balls. you're deflecting the right ones to open an enemy up for some melee hits, and to be able to do like the combo melee with different melee weapons is very crunchy and very satisfying, especially as these enemies just get gored to hell. Sometimes you can like chop off their arms with your guns or whatever, and then they're just kind of like sitting there like waiting to be killed, like begging to be killed. It is so doomy in a really good way. But yeah, deflecting stuff I think really works here. It gets pretty chaotic, but it also just gets very satisfying, and a lot of that comes down to the feedback of it. Like obviously it's very video gamey. Here's a big glowing green thing, time to deflect. But when you hit deflect properly, the bung, the feedback, the visual effects, it going back to the enemy, the reward you get, all that just kind of hooks you. It hooks you on that thing I mentioned before, that like Tony Hawk style of play where you're just zipping around, kind of endlessly comboing around a level. But here it's shield murder. My only criticism, and it's kind of melted away as I've spent more time with the game, or really thinking about the game, just processing after playing through it, is the sections where you're not Doom guy running around killing stuff feels a little less satisfying. The mech stuff and riding the crazy dragon on paper are incredible additions. But unfortunately, I think they're a little bit too simple for their own good. And it's not really a testament to like what they designed here, right? It's just very dodge heavy with quick hits, very simple shit. But I think that the problem is that the rest of the game, the main combat, that loop is all so fine-tuned, so well done, that it makes this stuff kind of feel slight in comparison. I think they don't overstay their welcome, for the most part, except for one section. I think they don't overstay their welcome, and I think they're just enough to break things up. But like my video game critics man hat, doing this for like freaking over a decade now, like that's stuff that just I naturally call out where, it feels a little unbalanced. But ultimately, it does still have that power fantasy thing. Really, I think the biggest thing with like the giant mech fights and the big battlefields and you flying on the dragon through these castles and jumping off the dragon, a lot of it just comes down to incredible art direction and really good graphics. And speaking of the visuals, we should talk about the sponsor of this video. It's NVIDIA and Falcon Northwest, because Doom the Dark Ages really is an absolute showcase for the latest and greatest technology that NVIDIA has to offer with their GeForce RTX 50 series cards. I mean, look at it. I have everything cranked up to Ultra here. DLSS 4 is an absolute game changer. So if you're not caught up, DLSS is essentially a bunch of fancy rendering tech that uses AI to make your games look better and run smoother. I'm talking faster frame rates and higher image quality, but without the trade-offs you might be used to. You're essentially turning up the performance and quality dial. It's a great feature for every discerning PC gamer. You actually might already be taking advantage of DLSS, but my friends, it has evolved. With NVIDIA's new and improved DLSS 4, this is no mere simple upscaler. The headlining feature is DLSS multi-frame generation. Performance may improve up to 4 times at 4K when multi-frame generation is activated, so you've got more headroom to just have a killer gameplay experience. And with the new Transformer AI models, you can rest easy knowing you're getting the best image quality. I love all this because I'm able to really take advantage of my 4K monitor and actually take advantage of those high refresh rates. Oh, and this is all happening with ray trace global illumination and ray trace reflections on by default. So this all just really makes Doom like scream in a good way. From the glint of the super shotgun to the fire and rain-soaked battlefields with these massive draw distances to evil hell dragons just flying around at high speeds. All of this is just looking absolutely gorgeous. Out of all the modern Doom games, the Dark Ages is just amazing in terms of art design and direction. Everything is over the top and crazily detailed, like some kind of like heavy metal album cover art. And the advanced lighting I talked about really helps sell this. Plus, as I was saying earlier, like this is still a really fast-paced game, so having the game look beautiful while keeping up with your high-speed murdering is a huge plus. But I'll be honest, I did bury the lead here, guys. I've actually been playing Doom the Dark Ages on this puppy. Come here. Oh, come here. I got nowhere to put it. But essentially, oh, look at this. Look at this bad boy. This is a custom PC from the GOATs at Falcon Northwest. You've got the Doomslayer front and center with this gorgeous art here, and some absolutely sweet hellish lighting to match. This beast is spec'd out with the best, most importantly, a GeForce RTX 5080's Founders Edition GPU. I've said this before, but Falcon Northwest PCs are the best of the best. I'm talking top tier case quality, build quality, customer service, you name it. I've actually been using one of their Talon PCs for my main rig for over a year now, and it's been perfect. Falcon Northwest is known for quality and attention to detail, and their legacy is long running. Like, I'm serious. They've been building PCs before some of you were even born. So for a legacy as long as that in the PC world, with Doom having such a legacy in the PC world since the early 90s, it really is a match made in heaven. They're legends in the PC world, just like Doom itself, and this Doom PC they put together is their best of the best, and they're giving it away to one lucky winner. That's right, it's giveaway time, baby. You want to check it out? I got you covered. All you got to do is click the link in the description down below to learn more. Godspeed, go get him, and big thanks to Falcon Northwest and Nvidia for sponsoring this video. It's gorgeous, it's gory, and again, it goes to what I said before, the power fantasy thing, right? Because there's a lot more chunkiness here. Even though you're still fast, you're bursting through doors constantly. You're landing on the ground and ground pounding fodder enemies all around you. Doom Guy once again has like a to his footsteps and stuff like that that I just think really work. But the power fantasy is the weapons and stuff that I think they do a really good job making good of this new setting. The Dark Ages implies a lot. Obviously a shield, obviously weapons like a cool flail, but also the main guns and stuff. And how they've shaken it up, I really, really like. The rail spike launcher thing is really brutal, and when you get a headshot with it, you will go, whoa, like that. And that's in my mark a good indicator of a good headshot. But the Skull Crusher gun, it's like a spread to kind of handle fodder enemies. You can also upgrade it so it has like a charged thing to it. It can be more effective after you do some melee finishers. That's really good for like running and strafing and shooting and spraying. It kind of reminds me of like old Serious Sam games. I think I said that in a Before You Buy too, but I can't help myself. But also just as always, a good shotgun. I think the super shotgun here is very well done. I think they know what they're doing for the most part with the shotguns usually, but there's also like this chain gun I found really satisfying. That's like a ball, like a big ball attached to a chain, and it just shoots out. It like spits out, and the longer you hold the trigger, the further it'll go and hit enemies. It's very powerful, and a lot of these are variations or spins of weapons that are already in your inventory, and then with a keystroke on the fly, you can switch between them. So it doesn't take up your whole radial wheel, which I really, really like. But you're doing all this, you're firing constantly, you're meleeing constantly. Like, it still gets very sweaty. And I think this game is best played on a mouse and keyboard if you have the capability, because it is so like that. Like, you're spinning around, you're doing this, you're doing that. So it has that of, sorry for lack of a better phrase, it has that like of Doom Eternal, but without constantly mentally juggling 80 things at once. Like, okay, Flame Belch, do this, do that, do that, do that. It's a little bit more distilled now, and I like it, but it still has some of that killer feel. But it also comes with like a surprising amount of destructibility. Like, this Doom Guy, like I said, is constantly bashing through doors and barriers, but like market stalls, crates, barrels everywhere are just constantly busting, whether it's you just traipsing through them, throwing your shield, enemies bashing through them. I just didn't expect a lot of that, and I found it to be really impressive, and it just kind of added to the whole thing. To go back to the visuals a little bit, it's everything on screen at once, right? It's the barrels, the market stalls smashing into pieces, wood everywhere, sparks, projectiles coming from enemies that are glowing that you're dodging, gore, blood everywhere, enemies' flesh getting ripped off, especially the minigun sequences, like when you're on a turret shooting up at a giant boss. It really does, again, I think it makes good on the whole Dark Ages thing. Where it doesn't for me is the story. I have touched on this a little bit, but like, the story looks cool, and it has some cool ass looking characters, and some moments I think that are worthwhile. But ultimately, for a lot of it, to me, I was just like, okay, what are these people doing? Okay, back to me being Doom Guy and being awesome. A lot of cool scenes of him just being cool, like superhero landing and standing up and the music kicks in, which is not Mick Gordon, unfortunately. And you do miss that. The music in this is just, to me, blatantly nowhere near as good as the previous two games. But like, the whole story thing just didn't quite do it for me. And again, I think part of it is that gameplay just being so good, and me just always kind of wanting to get right back into the action. And I say that as a story guy, but here it's the gameplay, but also the exploration I think is really well done. Since the original days, I remember wandering around Doom maps, looking for health, looking for the little blue bottles, looking for armor, wandering around. So it's kind of like an expanded version of that. I was worried that it was going to be too open. There's a couple of levels where it's big battlefields where you wander around and can like fuck around and find secrets and stuff like that, but it never feels too much. I think it still feels distinctly Doom, which I was really concerned, and I'm glad that it does. Doom can mean different things to different people, though. That's the thing, right? Some people only think of Doom as 1993, and what was 1993 for them? Was it scarier? Was it more metal? It depends on who you were. For me, as a kid playing Doom, I was scared because I was really young when I played it. But, there's Doom 3 for scariness. There's Doom 2016 for just the sheer brutality. Doom spans so many different things, and that's why I'm always like okay with it trying different things. And even with this kind of goofy Saturday morning cartoon sci-fi fantasy thing, I get it. I like it. I respect them for doing it more than I was like hooked on it moment to moment. But again, at the very least, like I think the bigger levels and like all the secrets and exploration you can do, I think just work. It feels organic to me. It feels like Doom, as broad as that may be. But for me, where it really hit was just the feeling. I'm gonna like get into nostalgia territory a little bit here, but like, you see enemies, like you see all these like new kind of dark age spin on classic Doom enemies. A million guys you've seen before, you've been killing forever, but with a different spin. Like pinkies now have like little guys riding on them. A lot of interesting creative medieval spins to these, what I think are iconic enemy designs really go a long way. It was cool to see new spins because for so long it's like, okay, how many times are we going to get like a revenant? Like, okay, how many times can you make his things look cooler, right? So now you get a medieval spin on one. He's a little spookier. How many times are we going to fight a pinky and like it's the same thing? Now they put a guy on it. And some bosses too, I think really push things forward in an interesting direction. Just good new Doom design variants that also, again, just fit into this like weird engaging Dark Ages thing. I actually would want another game in this setting. But again, I sidetracked to get to like the nostalgia thing, right? Like you're fighting these new spins on these classic enemies, these enemies very well, with this new system, right? With a lot of the projectile dodging and parrying and stuff like that. It felt to me like old Doom, where a guy is shooting at me, like in Doom 93, the first time a fireball is thrown at you. What do? You strafe or you move to the left or the right. This game, you're doing that. Except now it's just insane 4K, 120 frames per second, gory, bloody, medieval sci-fi version of that. And that stuff, like that, just that feel, coupled with like the little Doom guy face and the HUD, which you can actually switch to the original Doom guy face, like the health indicator. I don't know. It just scratched the right itch for me. It felt like nostalgia, but in a way that didn't beat you over the head with it. It wasn't pandering. It just felt like a natural evolution from Doom 1993, which is something I just did not expect to come away from, because Doom 2016 was cool. It felt a little classic. Yeah, absolutely. Simple, good, like the original Doom. Doom Eternal went buck wild crazy, right? And then Doom the Dark Ages, the medieval spin-off weird prequel sci-fi fantasy one. I didn't expect it to really give me OG Doom vibes, but miraculously it did. I had that epiphany as I was dodging fireballs with my super shotgun. I was like, man, I've been doing this for a long time, and by that I mean just playing, and I'm happy. I'm happy, and I'm like, why am I getting teary-eyed in a Doom video? I'm happy to be doing this still in my life. Fuck, I love video games. Anyway, that was a trip. Let me know what you think in the comments of Doom the Dark Ages. I would love to hear from you. Any insights? I played the review copy, but people are getting their hands on it now, so I'd love to know your reactions. I think, like all the modern Doom games, different responses to it, because I think people want different things from Doom, right? But for me, I ultimately really enjoy it and recommend it. So I want to know how you're feeling, your flavor on it, anything at all, down in the comments. Let me know. Also, don't forget that PC giveaway, that incredible Doom the Dark Ages PC. The link in the description down below if you want to try and win it. Check that out. Big thanks to them for that. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you get what I'm trying to do here, if you're new, I just talk about stuff I like. Clicking a like button helps me out. Thank you. But I'm Jake Baldino. Subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me.